Now, my name is Claudia. I have been with the company since 14 almost years. So yes, we started in 2008, and of course it did take some time till we launched. So I'm like something like 14 years involved. That is quite some time, and it's fantastic. It's a wonderful journey it has been so far. So I'm going to share with you today Utopian Global, why, of course, you should consider, especially in these times right now, I mean, like never before, like now, to, of course, own your own business, but also to have ownership in real income-producing assets, and, of course, generate income, because everybody needs to generate an income, especially again now, and, of course, then have a better lifestyle or a real lifestyle. So let's look at what we face right now, of course, all over the world, not just in Europe, not just in America, but literally all over the world. What are most of the challenges people have? Well, obviously no money. Economy has been shut down for 3 months, the last 3 months. In some countries, it's still shut down. So like South America, until September, nothing really is going on, believe it or not. So no money, no savings, and most people live paycheck to paycheck. Now, that is not only just because of the last 3 months what's happening. This was really also already almost there before that because of the way the economy went. So many countries, we experience high student loan. We have a personal credit card debt, which has surpassed the $1 trillion US. That means most people are not even able to pay back the interest on it. So this is how it looks all over. And then, of course, on top of that, artificial intelligence is actually automating and eliminating 40% of the jobs within the next 15 years. So if you think your job, your industry, or what you have studied for is safe, you got to really think twice and certainly start your own business online. Now, 85% of people who are still in jobs, of course, they are unhappy and they are unfulfilled with what they are doing. Most of them are. They are tired. So do you feel, or have you ever felt like you were meant for more? What's life really just about that? Or shouldn't we have different things? Well, how would you feel if you had control of every aspect in your life? Imagine you could do literally whatever you wanted. What if there was a way for you to build a better life? Right? A life where, you could really experience more happiness, more fulfillment. You had more time. See, if presented with the right opportunity, what areas in your life would you like to improve, to better? Would it be finances? I would say in this scenario we are right now in, I believe that is one of the biggest concerns people have out there. Is it time? Yeah, sure. Everybody would like to have more time because let's face it, most people, they're looking for a second and third job. Why? Well, because, just to get by, just in the price increase we had the last few months. Now, would you have a nicer lifestyle? Would you like to have a better lifestyle? Well, I believe everybody would agree. We always want to improve our lives. So with Utopian Global and through Utopian Global, you have now the power to instantly grow and build and grow, of course, wealth, real wealth with gold, with silver, making extra income and owning real income producing asset. And that is achieved through a platform that protects everyone's future with a medium of exchange that really has stood the test of time, which of course is silver and gold. And I'm going to touch more on that. And a platform where you can earn residual rewards from income producing assets. A platform where you can get paid for something you do for free, right? And it's that simple. Look, we provide the e-commerce marketing platform, and all you do is the sharing. And we even teach you how to do that. You see, as of course, Bill Gates said years ago, if your business is not on the internet, then you will be out of business. So we have now hairdressers. We have all kinds of people, the Uber drivers, all kinds of, industries out there, which is service-oriented industry, they're all looking now into doing some extra money online. Why? Well, because they have been just out of business, you see? So you're already on your phone most of the day. Well, why not getting paid for being on the phone? Makes sense, right? So did you know that the average person actually spends around 11 hours and 6 minutes every day in front of a screen? And the social sharing economy brings up to 1 billion every single day. That means people socially sharing or marketing a product and service. So this is an ever growing industry. Now, Nike alone has 110 million Instagram followers. What does it mean? Well, they are marketing their brand online. And here, of course, with Utopian Global, you can become brand ambassadors. You see, when it comes to generating wealth, when it comes to making money in general, there's really two types of money or two types of income, let's call them. One is labor-based. And so this means you trade your time for money. And one is asset-based, which is money working for you. Yes, instead of you working for it. Now, the labor-based income, which is where most people are in, unfortunately, what you don't know, most people don't know, is that you're trading your time for a currency. That could be the British pound, that could be the US dollar, that could be the Canadian dollar, or the euro, or any other currency, which over time is losing value. In fact, every 8 years, not even every 10, every 8 years it loses up to 50% of its purchasing power. That means you need to make 50% more. Are you really doing that? Probably not. So you see, 60% of the people work for someone. They're in a job, trading their time, which everybody has the same time, for that currency which is losing value. 35% work for themselves. The same deal, like the 60%. You may work for yourself, have your small mom and pop shop. But if you're not work, if you're sick, there's no money coming in, right? So business owner and investors, which is only presented by 5% of the population, well, they share in 95% of the wealth. They make all the money. Why? Because they have leverage. That's what Einstein called, of course, the 8th world wonder. And of course, Jean-Paul Getty, once upon the richest man on earth, he said, well, I'd rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own. Very smart. And here with Utopian Global, we give you a business platform, so that you can exactly have that leverage. And at the same time, because of the nature of our products, you become into the 1% category where you have money working for you through our income producing assets. How cool is that? Well, you see, the Utopian Global ecosystem, real assets, real income, real lifestyle, gold and silver, which is really the best hedge against inflation. I mean, all the rich people, central banks, well, they own gold or silver. In fact, they purchased the last few years so much gold and silver. Well, why? Well, because, again, it is a hedge against inflation. It's insurance policy. They're doing a lot of money printing right now. That means they're deflating your currency. That means they're making it less valuable. That means, of course, you need to make more of that money just in order to buy the same goods and services. So gold and silver is a hedge against inflation. And of course, you can safeguard that, and you can have a savings plan denominated in real physical, because we only deal with physical gold and silver. But we have a great platform, which is very liquid. It's because very important in these times of change, in this new world we are in, this new world order, you need to be liquid. You need to be able to anytime take your money out. Very, very important and very key. Now, store, we have, of course, assets where we have a crowdfunding platform where we, through community, collect, of course, money, and then our very smart team of Store. Store, by the way, is a separate entity, separate company, which we promote for, stands for Sustainable Technology and Resource Holdings, then invest this money into income-producing assets. Unfortunately, United States people right now cannot be participating in Store, but we have something else in Store coming very, very soon, which is also very great. Now, education, really important. You see, people perish because of the lack of education, because they don't know. I mean, I see it on a daily basis. People don't understand gold. They don't understand money. In fact, I think there's a video out there which sort of has a silver bar and chocolate bar and asks all the people on the street, well, what would you rather have? And they rather have chocolate. They don't get it. They don't understand it. So you got to understand finances. So we got to teach you, and of course, through our coaches, about financial education. Education they don't teach you. They don't want you to teach in school and in your university. And of course, we give you an e-commerce platform where you can market our products and get paid for referring. You see, Utopian Global is ever growing, ever expanding. We started in 2008. Today we have, of course, 2020, and I can tell you what, by 2021, we will have more products and services. So we are really driven to develop cutting-edge products and services in high demands and capitalize on current global economic trends and future emerging markets and trends. So gold is a $170 billion industry. Silver, smaller, it's $20 billion industry, should be way bigger, but that's what it is. Oil, this is where we're involved in, is a 1.7 trillion industry. Blockchain, well, this is certainly a more emerging market, a growing industry. It's a 265 billion digital asset industry. And of course, social sharing, right? E-commerce is a 365 billion industry, and obviously soon we are tapping into another big industry. In fact, it's not even next year, it's going to be this year for the United States. So we are all about helping you and your money work for you instead you're working for it. You see, when it comes to precious metals and understanding of precious metals, just to go very quick into it, gold has outperformed all major currencies. You can go to a very simple website, it's called goldprice.org, and you can type in any currency. And I know we have people today here from Uganda. They have Ugandan shilling. We have people from Kenya on the call, Kenyan shilling. We have people from Nigeria on the call. They have the Nigerian naira. We have people from Argentina on the call. Well, they have their Argentinian peso. So any currency, gold has outperformed them. And so, well, why do you hold onto your currency? Why do you save in currency? It doesn't really make sense, right? But yet this is what people do, because this is what people have been taught. That is what you get taught in school. But yet you see, of course, the gold price performance in euro, in US dollar, in Great British pound. I mean, it's outperforming. So just the last 20 years in United Kingdom, you see 675 staggering percent gold outperformed your Great British pound. So did it not make sense then to hold on to gold? At least something, not all of it, but at least some of it. And this is why, you know, big hedge fund managers like Ray Dalio, he just recently in an interview 2 days ago with Goldman Sachs said, well, he has something like 7.1 or 2% of gold in his portfolio. Why would he do that? Because it is a hedge against inflation. How much gold do you own? You see, when we look at the US average home price, and this is probably one of the best example. In 1971, you know, you would probably pay $25,000 for an average, you know, home. And in 2020, you're probably now paying $280,000 for an average size home, right? But what if in 1970, instead, of course, you know, basically putting it in dollars or putting this dollars aside, you would have had ounces of gold. So back then in 71, for 720 ounces of gold, you could buy your average home. Well, today, look at this. Really look at this. You only need 160 ounces of gold. Yes, only 160 ounces of gold to buy your average home. So you need way less gold, but you need way less money. How can this be? Well, this is because this is what's happening with your US dollar. So if you stack your US dollar away and save it in order and hope that you can buy yourself or save towards a great home, you are a loser, as Robert Kiyosaki would say that. Look at the United Kingdom. Similar here. Average house, believe it or not, 6,000 pounds in 71, right? Today, 480,000 pounds in average house. So in 71, you know, for 375 ounces of gold, you could buy yourself an average home. Well, today you need 340, little less, ounces of gold to buy that average home. So the same deal, and again, you can do it everywhere with any currency. Some countries, you have a wider gap, some a smaller gap. You go to Argentina, well, just in the last 19 years, the gold against the Argentinian peso is 35,000%. That's 35,000%. Had you hold on to gold, you would have had 35,000% more purchasing power. Well, silver has outperformed also all major currencies. Now, silver is more volatile, silver is more suppressed. You have a huge paper silver market. Now, the funny thing is this is physical silver. Now, your physical silver, you pay way more on the market than, of course, actually the price on the markets actually reflect. So the physical, if you wish to get physical silver, but the same for physical gold, you pay way less. Why? Well, because there's a very big difference between the market price you see and the physical price. So silver is more volatile because also silver is an industrial metal. In fact, you cannot live without silver. Now, that's a big saying, but that's a fact. You can't live without your cell phone, right? You can not live, without your television, your computer, your headphones, your car driving, all this needs, of course, silver. Your medical mask for Corona has silver. Well, your beds you lay in, if you're in hospital, there's lots of silver. Your nutrition, colloidal minerals, is silver. In fact, there was a study just recently with Samsung. So they were asking the Samsung executives, about the, of course, silver market, and if they are concerned about the silver supply, because there's so less silver, and was just down most of the mines for 3 months. So the demand is way higher than there's the supply. There's a lot of paper silver, but there's not a lot of physical silver. You need physical silver to put it into your computer, into your gadgets. And so there was a recent questionnaire there to Samsung, and of course they wouldn't say it, they would never tell you, because they're scared. And let's face it, Apple could buy today all, if they wish, the silver market. It's just a 20 billion market. And of course, Apple, the company, its size is way bigger. So that means we wouldn't have any silver. That means we wouldn't be able to produce cars. We wouldn't be able to put it into solar. We wouldn't be able to have more computers because you need silver. So it's a huge, huge deal. In fact, when we just study gold and silver, and sorry, I'm long on that, but it's important. Just myself, since I'm with the company, we had a major bull market in gold or silver. In fact, it was 2008 to 2010. We all know, Americans especially, what happened with prime mortgage, right? So the subprime crisis. Where did silver go? Up to $49. Where did gold go? Up to 1,800, right? And of course, well, now what's happening? Silver is only at $18. Then we had, of course, another entry into the bull market, and that was in 2016. In fact, in January, 13th of January, 2016, the silver was around $13, $13.50. And then in only 5 months or 6 months, January to July, to July 21, it went up 50%. 50%. It went up $7 from $13.50. So in a very short time. Well, right now, we're only at $18. And the last big cycle was up to $50. We expect to have prices up to $100 and more. So this is really, really absolutely an amazing market to be in if you are in the right cycle. And otherwise, just take it as an insurance policy. Gold and silver is a best hedge against inflation. It's an insurance policy. So it no really matter what the price is. It matters how much gold do you own? How much silver do you actually own? And so with Utopian Global, you have a new way to own gold or silver. In fact, Utopian Global uniquely integrates physical gold and silver into the digital world. You own the real deal physical, But because of our platform, you can save in investment grade gold or silver. You can buy it, sell it, you can store it. And you can enjoy lowest gold and silver prices. That means our affordable fees mean that we sell gold at the lowest prices, and you can redeem it physically any time from as little as 1 gram. You can have it shipped. If we ship, of course, to your country, we ship with FedEx. So we make gold or silver really easy, savings for you. We have a very liquid platform where you have 24/7 access. If you need to sell out, because you need to sell out, you can do so. Easy liquidation, no fees applied if you're an affiliate, and a little fee of 7% applied when you are to sell back, of course, when you are a customer. We have the best of the best gold there is. There is no better gold than our gold because we only deal with Argorios. So as Dr. Blue always say, well, if you deal with the best, why do you need to deal with the rest, right? You have the best. And we only work with storage, secure storage, vaulting of LBMA, which is Loomis International. So this is what we have here through our platform, so that you are fully secured, have your silver and gold fully secured, because you deserve free, transparent, and unlimited access to your assets. Because let's face it, I have gold or silver at home. Sure, I have. Most of it I have in store. Why? Well, because in case I need to do it liquid, I don't need to go and bother to go to any gold pawn shop at this time and then have the dealer making most of it and me having to find, a good dealer to sell it back. I can just sell it back to the company. I have it in storage. Very, very simple. Then we have, of course, Store, our equity platform, where very simple. The community, the network raises the funds through crowdfunding, generates the income. Store, the team, which is a 250 years of combined knowledge, people in it, they acquire assets. They acquire assets which usually are only available for the elite, not for the ordinary man, but because of these connections we have with them, that's what they do. And of course, the assets are sold to the market, the assets generate an income, and of course, you can then profit from it. So what we have through this platform, which only was launched in 2018, in fact, on 15th of November in 2018, is very simple. We purchased 3 small assets, 2 small, one in Louisiana, one in Mississippi, very small assets in one great asset, which is, of course, the Texas asset, Raccoon Bend. It's an oil-producing field. In fact, produces 750 to 800 barrels per day. And the great thing is, we, of course, supply to BP. That means instead of you, tanking your car and having to pay, we actually supply BP, you see? Isn't that fantastic? And so you become part of the supply side. Unfortunately, not your US people. So this field produces for 25 plus years oil and gas, of course, and this is really amazing. This is only what is proven. There's many of it, which is, of course, possible and probable, which is not even yet discovered. And so it has a 25 years productivity life. We own 14% of this field. Why only 14%? Well, because only 14% was available, because this is only owned by industry experts and insiders. So this is what we do through Store. And in fact, Store is a project in a project, meaning it has a lot of projects to come. We started with only the intellectual property, with no money, with, of course, the team. We sourced the projects, and then we purchased the first small assets. So then, of course, the price went up from 10 cents to 20 cents because we now owned an asset. And now it went up to 40 cents because we owned another asset, and this asset is actually producing income since 1 year, since 1st of August. And of course, we have been now reinvesting to repair wells, to drill new wells, so that we could raise again the price. And of course, very soon we're going to start paying out people so that they can benefit from, of course, the production of it. And of course, we're going to develop further that project and bringing more different types of projects under Store, of course, to you. Why? Well, because we believe in ownership of real income producing assets. And with that, of course, we eventually want to launch on an exchange. and we expect that we launch with a €4, depending, of course, on the market, depending on the market conditions, depending, of course, on the assets that we own. So this project really, really phenomenal. And of course, the company Utopian Global is head up by Bill Rowell, great entrepreneur, very successful, owned hotels, also very experienced in marketing and in blockchain, in all this industry. He himself is a very, very heavy investor in store, because everybody on the board is actually investing in store itself. So this is always a great deal if the company owners are self-invested in the project. So I myself met him many, many, many years ago, almost 2 decades ago, and was involved in a prior venture with him in oil and gas. And Ryan Messer, he heads up Store. Now, Store is a great team, amazing team. Ryan is involved since over 2 decades in oil and gas that bring two companies on the stock market, so meaning private equity launching then on the stock market. And all his team is experienced in oil, gas, marketing, blending, mixing, midstream, and of course, minerals exploitation. In fact, Philip George, he is the originally co-founder of Utopian Global, a huge guy in oil and in gold and silver. I mean, very, very big, speaks on the Gold Council, speaks in London Gold Forum, Economic Forum, on the outlook of gold. He has on his ETF, he has a physical precious metals fund, Sharia law approved, where none less than Mr. Jim Rickards sits on the board. So big guys involved in it. Why are they involved? Why are they involved with Utopian Global? Well, because it's a great company. So if you are ready and if you want to get started, and your biggest question is, well, how can I get started? Very simple. Most people start as a customer. They want to buy gold and silver, just as, of course, I do, on a consistent basis, on a monthly basis, some on a weekly basis, some on a daily basis, like I'm doing currently with silver. And they want to benefit from Store, the income-producing assets. So from as little as €50, you can buy gold and silver. Now, you don't need to necessarily convert it into a physical coin. You can just have it sit in a big bullion bar and have, of course, the best pricing, 3% above market spot if you're an affiliate, and 8% above market spot if you are a customer. That's very, very great, because remember, you own the best gold and silver in the world. And we also have religious coinage. And religious coinage, of course, is important, especially for Americans, because in Americans, you have the Gold Confiscation Act. And so we don't know where the markets are going. We have no idea. I mean, nobody ever can predict that. Now, we can sort of say, well, it could be happening. I don't really think so. But of course, in that case, if you really want to ensure yourself the most, get religious coinage, because in history, religious coinage never has been confiscated. If you own an American Eagle, well, you don't really own it, because you're only the bearer of it. You don't own it, right? Because when let's say it has a $1 face value, an American Eagle, well, what's happening then? If they confiscate, you only get that $1 face value, because you don't own it. And that's just the way it is. Some small tips on the side. Now, or you choose, of course, to be a customer. Sorry, no, or you choose to be your own boss. That's what I mean. Build your business in e-commerce with us. And as, of course, Robert Kiyosaki said, the richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to look for work which is not going to be existing anymore, because 40% is going to being taken away through artificial intelligence. So you can earn with Utopian Global, simple financial rewards program to share and earn in 3 steps. Very simple. Step 1, become a brand ambassador affiliate. And, get your gold, silver store at wholesale price. Be on a €50 monthly asset accumulation plan, auto ship. Earn retail bonus, gold or silver every time you sell gold or silver. Earn retail bonus on store every time you sell store. Pretty simple. Step 2, well, become a business builder. Start sharing it. Earn fast starts commission up to 40% and earn uni-level commissions as well on building your organization. Step 3, well, become a pro, learn the skills, share the business, become professional, and earn more bonuses of 2% unlimited leadership bonus, meaning all your organization, no matter how deep you're building it, you're going to make an extra 2% of all the products which are moved. Global bonus pool, a matching bonus, incentives, luxury travels, holidays, of course, car, motorcycle, different countries, even land ownership, car, home, and more. All that through our incentive plan. So for a low brand ambassador business ownership entry package, and I say low because it's low, let's face it. You want to build your own business? You want to build your own marketing platform, website, etc. You're looking at some top dollars. That's why I say for a low brand ambassador business ownership, where we have everything for you already prepared, you actually can now start your own business. So you become an affiliate, select a package, commit to €50 monthly asset accumulation plan, and you start earning. Choose your package with different packages for US markets and for, of course, non-US markets. All the non-US markets is in the packages beside the marketing platform, besides the wholesale price of gold, silver, the no fees when you sell it back, the no fees for storage, the marketing platform, sales funnel, the income, the coaching, all that is included. You get your whole platform. Plus, you're also going to get store inside your income producing assets. As higher the package, as better, because as more goes towards the asset, and as better this is for you, as more you have actually from the asset producing, obviously as more money you're going to make. Or, of course, in the United States of America, you have, of course, all the store replaced by precious metals, by gold or silver. You choose this percentage, how much you want. If you want more gold, if you wish more silver to have, that is up to you. But the great thing is, with the power of free, find three others who would also like to own store gold or silver. You now already are cash flow positive, meaning whatever you put in, what package you start with when you become a business owner, let's say you start with a 1,500 package, you share it with three people, well, and they buy it, let's say the same package, your initial payment is paid off. It's offset. So that means you own your assets for free. This is what I've been doing since, of course, now 2008, and built certainly great financial freedom lifestyle. Never paid for my gold because I used my commissions, and never paid for my store because I used my commissions for it. And so as you see, no matter what package you're gonna sell, you making a fast start referral commissions. And we have packages from as low as 99 up to 1 million euros. Why would come somebody on board with 1 million euro? Well, because you're going to get more assets. If you have the million, isn't that then smart to own income producing assets in oil and gas, where we work with BP, where we have a hedge against, of course, with 50% dollar price protection if oil goes down, where the field is producing 25%. I mean, makes sense. If you can buy more silver, and you know, and you have learned, well, it could be possible, more likely, than we are just in the beginning of a new silver cycle. Wouldn't you want to put as much into that instead of other stuff? Of course you would. So if you don't have it, well, that's why you share it. That's why you earn commission, so that you can then buy more gold and silver. That's what I did. But how would you like to get your own asset accumulation plan for free, your €50 monthly for free? Well, with one person a month you share it with, and that person buys a package, you own €50 or the offset, meaning you get your assets for free. So for €1 a day, you have a business in a box where you can have ownership in real income producing assets, access to wealth protection, such as gold or silver, a savings and accumulation, asset accumulation plan denominated in real assets. You don't save in potions and lotions and all the other notions. You have actually assets. You achieve infinite returns, have a global online business. You can build residual income working from your home. And of course, you can build a team of people who go to work with you. And of course, enjoy tax benefits because you can offset now your business. So if you're here because you want to pay off your debt, save money, change lives, because that's what we are doing, create generational wealth, then the time to get in is now. Your time to build wealth with passive income starts today. Now, disclaimer at the end, of course, you got to understand that for the business plan, right? Now, you're only going to get paid when you share it with others, right? If you do the business plan, but you're never sharing it, you can't make money from that. You're going to make money from store, of course, and you're going to own your assets, yes? But from sharing, of course, you got to then actually also share it. And a store, of course, is not licensed in the United States of America, and as a result, it may not be offered, sold, or delivered there. We have a plan, of course, for accredited investors that is different. And the entry into Utopian Global is covered by a 14-day money-back guarantee. So with that, time to get in. Real assets, real income, real lifestyle. Make a change, because let's face it, what are you going to do? What is your plan B? Do you have a plan B, or isn't it better now to get started with that? So with that, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for all our listeners on our live stream, on YouTube, on Facebook, and that is fantastic. And of course, all our people here who are on our webinar. So